I okay. I welcome to the vault. I'm a nigga. I'm just like just doing follow ups. Venus and Virgo. Venus kind of been on my ass. Get some good energy out there. Feel me? Venus and Virgo keywords. It just shows. You actually don't need to see me. Those are the salutations. Venus and Virgo shows a strain in relationships. Hold on. Venus and Virgo show strain in relationships. It is in fall signs, so relationships, attraction, arousal, pleasure, all fall. It shows a lack of enjoyment, a lack of pleasure, a lack of relatability, and maybe an inability to relate in some instances, right? But it's Venus and Virgo is in a friendly sign. It's in the sign of its friend Mercury. Mercury is an excellent student. So Venus and Virgo, like just in a general sense, shows a time where one could like develop the skills to relate to others, develop the skills in love making. You dig what I'm saying? Venus currently is in Hasta. So Venus and Virgo is modest. Matter of fact, the demure meme is about Venus and Virgo. It's kind of like, Venus is in a rational planet sign. Sorry about that. Venus is in Mercury sign, so it's a mental kind of love. Mental way of relating, but it's overthinking it, and it's actually worrying and being critical. I can't think of any women off top, like celebrities. I know some personally that have Venus and Virgo, but I had looked up Myron Gaines. He has Venus and Virgo. The guy from Fresh and Fit podcast. So you look into that guy and what they get into, and you'll see how love, romance, relatability, interactions with women all suffer in that sign as a bad expression of Venus and Virgo. You dig what I'm saying? It creates resentment with women. If you're a man with Venus and Virgo, it even make you real kinky into fetishes, right? Into degradation, right? Or you just had like resentments and like real phobias concerning sex and marriage. You dig what I'm saying? Another example, Cam Newton was talking to the doctor, Brian, about his fear and phobia of getting divorced in a marriage. And it's like somebody that want to be married, they don't think about divorce. So it's like he really just Venus and Virgo. It's like, man, but all the decadence that I could get into, you feel me? So that would be like a bad expression of Venus and stuff like that, man. So now 3 minutes in, talking about compatibility, something that's not really like people don't really consider too much. And then like Western society, because they need you to make babies. They don't care if you and that person actually experience any felicity, and they don't care if you don't understand that compatibility could lead to issues and fertility. Like if y'all not compatible, you might be forcing things, and quite often in Kali Yuga we find ourselves forcing things, and it's solely for the sake of pleasure. And I think this is what makes Venus foremost of the grahas, especially during Kali Yuga, because there's so much strife. How do you relax and unwind? How do you let go? Venus exalts in Pisces of letting go and detaching, finding going into your bedroom and just exiting from the demands and issues and the hodgepodge of the material. All right, so I was taking notes on moon sign and compatibility. And then I was thinking Venus and Virgo comes every year. And every year they show through the algorithm, it shows you some type of celebrity couple splitting up after such and such marriage and whatever amount of portrayed felicity and happiness that they was having, right? And then Venus and Virgo brings out the issues. All right. So based on compatibility is going to be saying, well, the spouse archetype, Venus represents the spouse archetype in all charts, especially more so in the man's chart. Jupiter also has influence on the spouse archetype in a woman's chart, but Dara Karaka kind of is likely going to have final say so in 7th Lord. Now, Venus shows spouse archetype, what you like, what you desire, what attracts you, what you attract. So Venus in a fire sign means you attract fiery partners. Venus in the water sign means you attract those that are sensitive and sensual and enduring kind of partners, right? Same with Venus in the earth sign, you attract very rational, grounded partners, material and sensible partners. Venus in the air sign, you attract very mental, adventurous partners, those that, a little more, maybe you don't actually get into relationships, but you're keen on flirting and just making friends. That will be that type of Venus. But the archetype of your spouse is someone that is communicative, someone that is a bit of a wanderer, sanguine in nature, right? And then Venus is strong in Libra, Taurus, Pisces. Venus is weak in Virgo, Scorpio, and to a degree we can say Saturn signs also. Like Venus falls in its friend sign, good friend sign, so it's only right. Venus just doesn't really get no help. Saturn is most distant planet, cold, and so Venus ends up getting dried out in that environment. So it would lead to a disinterest, a detachment concerning love matters, and Capricorn and Aquarius more so probably. All right, so that's what we got. Spouse archetype, keep it simple. 7 minutes in. So moon, in addition with Venus, they're both water planets. They govern over the water element. The water element is lubricating. It helps to smooth things out if there are difficulties in life and in partnerships and in interactions. It helps to smooth those things out. It also acts as glue. This type of these waters is because both planets are Kapha and Vata, abounding in Kapha and Vata and Kapha. Well, it goes vice versa. Moon is abounding in Vata and Kapha, and then Venus is like other way. So it's glue. Glue creates bonds. It's and supports, seals. But it just creates bonds. So it's like these things last longer because of the lubrication, right? So now they're both watery. So moon is also governs over vegetation, insects, things that grow. So therefore moon represent agriculture and husbandry. Husbandry is about pairing, like you pair animals, you tell Noah bring the animals on the boat 2 by 2, so he brings them on. Astrologically, he's going to bring them on by their pairs, so he's bringing them on. Aries and Libra come on, Virgo and Pisces come on, the lamb and the fish you get on. He brings them in by pairs. He pairs them off, so it's like, okay, now through this pairing and this compatibility, this bond, we can grow more. This is what husbandry is. So husbandry, moon, represents compatibility, the ability to bond and share experiences with one another. So naturally, moon shows 10 minutes in. Moon shows the nature, like your essence, right? Because moon is the planet that represents the avatar of Krishna. So it's you without any worries, just kind of like enjoying your pastimes and experiencing your transcendental pastimes, right? So personality, instincts, the motive, like what drives you, what motivates you, your feelings, a sense of sharing. Moon shows love, compassion, compatibility, because agriculture and husbandry. So it's knowing how to pair, match, mate, or make connections, right? Because if we're 70% water, other people are 70% water. The moon is controller of the tide, so it pulls upon the waters in the different tides. It also pushes them. So when we meet people, we pull some, we attracted to some, and we want to pull them in, and then others, we are not attracted to them, and we repulsed, or they are repulsed by us, and then they push us away. Cool, that just makes sense, right? Moon shows overall happiness and contentment, mental state, vulnerabilities, comfort, so what makes one comfortable, peace of mind, security, nourishment, right? The things you might need to make you feel safe. Moon is the closest planet to Earth, so therefore our mind, our feelings, our instincts intuitively are concerned about how we are being treated on Earth. If you want compatibility, you got to focus on mainly how you will be treated, and we'll go into that. All right. Moon also shows, so moon incompatibility, just your moon star alone, moon star and moon sign, compared with another person's moon star and moon sign, gives us a very detailed look at many different areas of the life, because moon is once again closest to Earth, so it just is totally concerned with most of the things you got going on in your life. Your partner or your mate or your lover or whomever you're devoted to, right? Like, because it's Krishna, it shows devotion and bhakti yoga. So whoever you're devoted to, they're gonna share, not just share your experience, but y'all sharing y'all own life experiences with one another. Alright. So moon star shows inherent nature through animal yonis. This shows the totem, your base instinctive and intuitive nature. So Purvashada moon, I means I have the monkey yoni. Monkey yoni shows a person that, is not up in the clouds, but they might be high-minded in terms of how they approach sex, because it's up in the canopies, but it's like they're playing, they're swinging around, so it's playful, it is adventurous. Monkeys represent Hanuman to a degree. Vanar is the actual name, and that is the race that is associated with Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman represents devotion and being steady in friendships and commitments to a degree, but it's still playful because Hanuman he kind of wanders around. He's associated with Saturn and Shiva, so he just wanders around. He keeps to himself. So that's the nature of the monkey yoni, right? Other animal yonis might be different. You have tigers, lions, sheep, elephants, mongoose does not have a match, and it shows a very conflicted, intimate nature and sensual nature, one that's maybe guarded or a little bit offensive, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's more, but whatever. So ideally, this yoni shows felicity in the sense of amorous disposition, but also just like-mindedness. It's just like, it could show banter, how well you guys can go back and forth with one another. Some animals are hostile to one another. It's really not going to be much talking. It's like, oh, why and if you don't know, you may take these things personal, and it's not personal. It's just you guys can hurt each other. You feel me? Your lifestyle could impede upon their lifestyle and the way that you guys express each other and experience pleasure. And it's like, the idea is that out of 4 points total, you get 4 points for exact match with your Yoni. So if you are a male Pervershada is female monkey, so Shravana is male monkey. It might be the opposite. So ideally, most sexual compatibility, easy intimacy, like-mindedness, similar instincts in love, and like getting to know one another comes easy, when it's 4 points. Same with 3 points. So it's easy. Those animals are likely to be friendly with one another. You know what I'm saying? 2 points is decent. It's favorable enough. There is rapport and some compatibility, but anything less than 2 is not recommended. A 0 out of 4 Yoni score shows that y'all going kind of like, there's some abuse, manipulation. There's something you don't see. It's spiritually complex. Like, it might just be karmic. Like, y'all just might owe each other something in this life that y'all didn't clear up in the past one. You dig what I'm saying? And I recommend you just not do that. You feel me? Next, moon, the distance from one person's moon, 17 minutes in. The distance from one person's moon to another's moon shows the interaction and who has the initiative, right? So for women, ideally, they would want somebody in the 20-something or 19th star, or 17th, which will put the man's moon from the distance of the man's moon from the woman's moon will be about 10 houses away. And then the distance from the woman's moon, the distance from the man's moon to the woman's moon will be 4 signs away. So 10th house shows career, status, reputation, just overall all your actions that you take, your highest expression in life, right? And 4th house shows comforts, home, peace of mind, nourishment, safety, and security. It is the treasure house. 12th house, the bedroom. I feel like 4th house might be associated with the treasury in a sense. Jupiter exalts in Cancer. You dig? So, yeah. Alright, so the distance from a man's moon to a woman's moon should be no more than like 7 signs at most, 180 degrees. Anything more than that is, she's chasing him now, and she feels like in the Maya is gonna. It's just like, why am I always having to plan this, and why I gotta do that? You feel me? So there it is. The woman, when the woman's moon is closer to the man's moon, right? So like, say a woman has moon is in Libra today. And that's the example we're using. So moon is in Libra, and say a man has moon in Sagittarius. That woman may feel like she's always having to anticipate the needs, vulnerabilities, and like emotions of the man. And this could create dissension or resentment, or you do what I'm saying? Because it's like, now she may feel like, oh, I gotta wait, like watch out for certain behaviors she might notice a bit more because he's so close to her. And then, he may not see the dissatisfaction because her moon being so far behind, or I guess so far in front of his moon, he not seeing that like, she's dissatisfied. Y'all don't see the compatibility because it's so comfortable. Due to the placement of the moon, she has made it so comfortable for him. And that just goes to a lack of compatibility or lack of understanding. Like, do you want to be the woman that's going to be following him around? But oftentimes, like, 11th house has a malefic influence to it. So, woman, if your moon is in his 11th from his moon, it might not show the best of relationships. You really like a big sister to him or something. 11th house shows elder siblings. You like a big sister and stuff. You're like an aunt. So, yeah. Moon signs show friendship and affection. It's like an ability to understand one another. So, using Sag as an example again, no more than 4 signs, if we was to go no more than 4 signs from the man's natal moon, Pisces is like as far as they would go. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Immediately there will be an understanding in how to relate to one another in a very, I don't want to say surface because it's the same lordship, but they will understand how to relate to one another. The friendship could be it could be easily flowing, but overall just shows good rapport. Now, Sag moon and let's say Libra moon or Virgo moon, right? Jupiter and Venus are not really friends. Venus is kind of neutral to others. It's just Venus only bitter enemies to Venus, or the planets that Venus are hostile to is Sun and Moon. It might also be Jupiter, but Venus is neutral. Right? Jupiter may be hostile to Venus. In Puranic tales and mythologies, Jupiter is the preceptor to the Devas, and Venus is the preceptor to the Asuras. And the Devas and Asuras are waged in a war, and they wage wars against each other often. Always, the different positive and anti forces of the universe. They work there, they do their thing, but they're gurus, so they have to have a certain ethic and code, right? But with enemy, so that may not be the best example. Let us use Moon and Aries. 2 individuals, one has Moon in Aries, the other has Moon in Capricorn. It's going to show some enmity and hostility. Saturn and Mars are bitter enemies. So it's going to be some hostilities. The Moon and Saturn type may feel like the Mars type is moving too quick and they want things too fast and, a little vain or full of themselves. And then, what is that? The Mars type may see the Saturn as being a little too slow, a little too dark, and, just disinterested also, too. A little too detached for them, because Aries is the main character in their mind. And Capricorn and Aquarius just want it to be over with. You dig what I'm saying? Alright. Let's man. 24 minutes in. So yeah, most of the components of compatibility are seen solely from the mansion of the moon, and then the sign, and then the aspects, right? Venus shows potency. Venus shows the nature of the native in a relationship or the nature of the spouse in a relationship. But outside of Venus showing compatibility, Venus more so shows one's karmas associated with the significations that Venus represents. So relationships, interactions with the opposite sex, spouse, marriage, or just long-term and short-term, sexual pleasures, sexual perversions. So Venus in Scorpio might show pleasure in like sadomasochism. That might be that kink or something. But then it also could show a bit of an inclination towards scandals, secret affairs, and secret love and secret romances, or just romances kept in secret. Intense, deeply intense and passionate experiences of deeply and passionate, intense love nature. Venus in Virgo shows a critical love nature, pessimistic kind of love nature, one that is worried, either too neat or a bit too. The men that I know that got Venus in Virgo, yeah, they got like issues with mom. But Virgo, just the archetype of Virgo and Mercury is just gonna have issues with mommy. You feel me? And then those with Venus and Virgo got issues as it pertains to like how they value sex and maybe even how they value themselves. I don't know. It manifests differently. But it's like the guys, it's like come off a bit bitter. Like I said, Myron Gaines, that guy, he has Venus in Virgo. And then I think Venus with Sun in Virgo. So it's getting burned up. It's like can't really even enjoy it anything for too long. And then like I got a relative got Venus in Virgo, and it was like the guy talk about his sexual escapades as if it's super duper cool, and I'm like, damn, you poor thing, you just continue to run towards abuse and dysfunction, and you associate that. You feel me? Like knowing, like, man, I kind of need the abuse. I gotta. The Venus and Virgo is about learning to relate, but you relating in a weird way. Like whoever taught you how to relate, it's not as organic and as liberated. It's too calculated. So it's like this is the guy that you could be. This is the guy who, I don't know how it is for women. The women seem a little bit more shy. I would hope the women don't find themselves victim of these little I don't even know if I want to call it pickup artist type, but it's the woman come out, she looking good, nigga can't take it. It's like I resent that or I envy that, which Venus really show masculinity. They Western astrologers, they always trying to just switch things around. Venus shows masculinity and femininity. Whatever it is in the individual, Venus shows the refinement of all of your physical tissues in Ayurveda. So if you're a woman, the refinement of all of yours will be your estrogen and progesterone and then all the things that make you curvy, whatever those hormones are. Venus shows the hormones, Moon shows the hormones in the blood, right? So those things come into play, but it's like Venus and Virgo for a man might show like issues with his masculinity. Like that would show an individual that has to seek approval in his manhood from like not abusing women, but just kind of abusing sex and abusing pleasure. It's like, all right, if I'm having sex, that means I'm a man. If I had sex with a woman, I'm a man. And it's like, nah, it might make you feel more masculine, but nah. And then Virgo is a sign about health So Venus and Virgo show a person that, oh yeah, catching something is not new to them. Same with Venus and Scorpio, because Venus and Scorpio shows that you're going to get stung, you're going to get burned. You feel me? So yeah. So karma is associated with that, yeah. So a well-placed Venus shows that you conduct yourself pretty well in romantic matters, or you just are able to experience a certain amount of romantic bliss and satisfaction, right? Like Venus and Pisces types, they might be a bit more chaste, especially if they understand it's like, nah, like it's kind of spiritual for me. Like they'll have an epiphany eventually and be like, nah, it's really deeper than this, but you will never get that. You feel me? And they're saying you'll never get that. Like I feel like Venus and Pisces and even Pisces types, they will get disillusioned with sex or disinterested because they might experience some one time that the person that they even having sex to in the sexual act with, they experience them only vicariously. It's something that they just wouldn't be able to even open themselves up, because Pisces represent letting go, total deconditioning, undoing of everything that you did in life. You feel me? And preparing for exit. So, alright, so now we just try to go a quick 30 minutes in. We just try to do a quick jump, looking at Tyrese and trying to see. I don't need this. And see how we can apply that. Boom. So this from Astro Seat. I think I'm gonna close my browser real quick. Alright, 32 minutes in. So there's other aspects that we can see from this jump, but we just gonna try to focus on the moon. The cue is to focus on the moon. Oh, here's my stylus. So this is Tyrese in the blue, and his ex-wife Samantha Lee Gibson in the red. So we say Venus and Moon. So where's her Venus? Her Venus is in Scorpio. We'll do hers in red. Her Venus in Scorpio. And a karmic Jayasta, so her relationships are karmic. We just keep it simple. Her relationships are karmic. Jayasta is oldest wife of Chandra, and she started some drama out of jealousy. She actually caused her husband to, weep and cry and almost drown in his sorrows, beseeching the Lord, right, due to her just causing a rift. But it's kind of due to Chandra and Mercury, which is a stepchild. So it's some step mom and stepchild karmas also associated with this. You dig what I'm saying? Chandra was witnessing his other wives treat his son Mercury with bias, like a stepchild. They was treating him like, all right, yo, go away. You feel me? Like you was made in a union that was not our union. Go away. And Chandra ain't like that, and he spent his time with his other wife. I don't know, but Venus and Jayesta could point to those themes in the relationship. You dig what I'm saying? Just think Venus, high degree, so it's soul planet. It's already got a lot of karma, and it's in a karmic sign. You feel me? When you in Gadanta, planets in Gadanta, it's a knot. You either going like take your time, pace yourself, be observant, and try to untie that knot, or you going to end up tangling it, and now you create even more knots and cords and ties to things. Okay, cool. Venus, Samantha Lee's Venus is in Scorpio. Planets in Scorpio and Aquarius. Scorpio and Aquarius are the most karmic signs, ruled by two first-rate malefics, and then co-lorded and influenced by the nodes, which are very karmic planets and also malefic in influence, being that they just have very unpredictable results, right? Rahu can bring fame and worldly success, and then Ketu can bring salvation and liberation and escape. So Venus and Scorpio, planets in Scorpio show a burden. Samantha Lee views marriage and relationships as a burden, quite likely, as something that just, oh gosh, I gotta do this. And then it planets in Scorpio undergo transformation and intensity. So there's a lot of seething and unpredictable feelings and sensations that go on concerning whatever themes of the planet involved. Venus is in Scorpio, marriage, relationships, the spouse, the partner, frustrating, unusual, intense. It's a bit too much to deal with. And she split, right? Supposedly. Now, in a woman's chart, Jupiter also has a bit of say on the Jupiter also has say in the woman's chart, right? So we match up things when we try and keep it simple, keep it short and sweet, match up things. Her Jupiter is in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini is away from his home in Sagittarius. So therefore, this is seen as a bit uncomfortable placement. So the husband archetype in her chart is uncomfortable. He is spread too thin. Jupiter is about expansion, but Gemini's Mercury is like, it's just adapting to small details and little bits of information. But Jupiter got so much knowledge. It's like, how do I spread this out? All right, cool. Now, just look at it. Jupiter is in Ardra. Ardra is a sharp star. It's kind of like, it's associated with just turbulence and turmoil and troubles, right? So this shows that the spouse archetype in her chart is kind of troubled. You know what I'm saying? Where's her moon? Her moon is in Libra. Because I don't have her actual ascendant. So if we go 7th lord from Libra is Mars. Where is her Mars? Her Mars is with moon. And it's in Libra. And it's in Chitra. And it's with sun, but it's not really combust. Now, any planet with sun gonna get burned. It just is what it is. Alright, so yeah. Ardra shows a storm, anger. It's Rudra, the howler. So it's somebody that be crying and stuff. Tyrese, you see, was crying. Her Jupiter is with Chiron. Chiron is about being wounded, but also kind of, he's one of the Sagittarius. He's a centaur. So he's wounded, but he be preaching now. So he be just like, shit, I got poison in my heart, but let me tell y'all about something. Okay, cool. Let's look. Dispositive for Venus. It's some mutual exchange going on between Venus and Mars. So this make Venus kind of strong. You dig what I'm saying? Or it might just make the themes associated, like the intensity of Venus is now like really strong. I wouldn't know what her previous relationships like. So now Tyrese is represented in the blue. His moon is in perversion. Moon with Mars, that mean early childhood. There was some abuse, perhaps, or it was just like maybe like some anger and stuff like that. Just physicality. right? A lot of energy, a lot of action, maybe possible quarrels. You know what I'm saying? I told myself I'm not gonna look at the other aspects, because her Saturn is conjunct his sun. So the dimming of one's light, one's purpose gets obstructed in a way. I ain't just karma. So I'm gonna do his in blue. His moon and Sagittarius. No. We said Venus. Let's look at his Venus. Apologies, you guys. His Venus is, he also has Venus as soul planet. His Venus is in Vishaka. Vishaka is about being determined, but it's sharp and soft. So it's this aspect of being a little, I ain't gonna say two-faced, but it's like just a bit too intense at times, and then switch it up so it might come off looking crazy. Feel me? Venus with Uranus. I don't know. I mean, his Venus in Libra, this show that he like intelligent, sensual, but not in a Taurus way where it's like Epicurean, but sensual in a socialite kind of way where it's like, yeah, we'll go out to drink and eat maybe and be seen. We'll go to events, but it's not about the food. It's kind of about being seen, taking pictures and all of that. You feel me? But Venus and Libra show a person that, yeah, they might be a bit, we ain't gonna call it promiscuous, but they might be a little like, they partnerships, relationships, sex, love affairs is emphasized. But Venus and those type of dignities, just like Venus is serious about having a certain type of conduct in romantic matters. Alright. He's at a high degree too, so he got a lot of karma in relationships. So now let's look at his moon. It's in the blue. Her moon is going to be in the red. I'm going to put it in red. Right here. Her moon is in Chitra. His moon is in Ashada. Right? So let's go to my notes. Moon shows nature, personality, instincts. So the instinct to inspire and expand meets the instinct to initiate partnerships, trade, and business. So one is business minded and one is minded in their ethics and their sense of expansion. But how they expand, because Libra wants to expand too, right? Moon shows overall happiness and contentment. Both of them have dark moons. So that means like the nature of their happiness is, it might depend on other factors. You dig what I'm saying? His moon, dispositor for Tyrese moon, is in Cancer. That's an exaltation. So it's like, it's actually, he has some happiness, a sense of happiness. But a dark moon is a dark moon. And a dark moon has the nature of Saturn, which brings repressed anger. Both of them have moon conjunct Mars. And it brings a sense of like just darkness, grief, depression, a sense of loneliness and stuff like that. A lovesick kind of nature. Both of them have Venus at a high degree, which emphasizes Venus in their life as soul planet. You dig what I'm saying? What else can I say? Yeah, dark moon, it just, both of them have a dark moon. Dark moons have the nature of Saturn. Saturn is depression. Depression shows repressed anger. You feel me? Possible physical abuse or early childhood was just some physicality or quarrels going on. And both of them got Mars with Moon. So it shows a bit of anger. But it also shows, it does show energetic bond and energetic attraction. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what we say overall happiness and contentment. So they might have rushed it, being pressed. Moon with Mars, it's gonna have the nature of Mars. Mars is really celibate, but he be eager as hell and easily excited. So that relates not only to others and just interacting with others, but it also relate to Mars. Just he want to be in relationship, but every time he want to be in one, he kind of be getting denied it. Because if he get in a relationship, how is he gonna be able to fight? So Moon shows inherent nature. It shows Yoni totem, base instincts. This is the monkey Yoni in the blue. Tyrese has monkey Yoni. His wife Samantha Lee has tiger Yoni. Chitra is tiger Yoni. It shows aggression. Certain business instinct because tigers hunt. But tigers are also solitary. They really want to be left alone. They get together to mate once they, once she's pregnant and have the baby or whatever the hell, you go away. If you come around, I'm gonna kill you. It's how the tiger treated. And male tigers and female tigers will get down. But the male tigers usually just keep their distance because, strange enough, nature equips the women with sharper teeth and claws, both lions and tigers and turtles, believe it or not. They're gonna say, hell, look at the praying mantis and the tarantula, my nigga. You feel me? So their Yoni school is, what is the tiger and monkey? 1 out of 4. Their Yoni school is 1 out of 4. Not favorable for intimacy, not favorable for compatibility, just understanding of one another and stuff like that. And truth be told, tigers and monkeys come from similar areas in the wild. Like when I'm thinking a tiger with the stripes on it, you feel me? Like, oh, you think they don't jump in the tree to try to catch a monkey slipping? And that's usually what this is. I ain't gonna bat. Yeah. Less than 2 points is not recommended. So they don't react or they don't actually have intimacy on a instinctive level. It was lust. A tiger need dinner and the monkey just needs somebody to play with. And that's really probably all it was for them, but they turned it into something different. Now, as a pervert shot of moon myself, I've been through this, but not for 4 years. It was more like 4 weeks. I ain't going back. It was it was an exciting ass 4 weeks, my nigga. But it's like these types, the Chidra types move pretty quick. They know what I'm saying? Like they always on the this and that and that. But you gotta be careful because it's in the sign of Libra. It's about business. So it's everything really business to them. God is my witness. It was like, oh, what is this? We're in this state of limerence that we're in. You feel me? You know, I don't really want to talk about the experience. It was cool. It was just, I understood it as being like a one of those events, like a canon event. Because I bear witness, I went through that maybe 5 years ago. The ups and downs and the lust and the infatuation and stuff. But me and her knew, like we kind of talked, but we wanted to cling to it. But I knew, oh, you don't do that. I looked it up. Chitra and perversion. when they described it, I said, wow, that's exactly what happened. And they described it very simple. I'll bring it up. So next is the distance from one's moon to another shows who has the initiative, or, like who's getting all the attention, which one is being nourished or supported, and which one is doing the supporting and all of that, right? The receiving and giving, I would say. Moon in Sag, man, his moon is only 3 signs. So this is 1 for Samantha Lee, this is 2, and this is 3. 3 naturally shows effort, skills, or just efforts. So she's putting in the efforts towards him, right? His moon is her moon is 11 places away from his. So we count his Sag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put that little dash. Our teacher be mad as shit. 9, 10, and then 11. So ideally, this would show gaining, profiting off of it, gaining off of this. You know what I'm saying? The effort that she put in going this way is like she's tending to, what did I say? She's anticipating the needs and vulnerabilities of him, and it's creating dissension. It's like, hey, you kind of taxing me, nigga. I can't focus on other things. They might have had a baby or whatever, so it was like you being around was a little too much. I ain't going back, but if y'all knew what was going on in them charts, unless you did, because I think it was cause karma. They're probably both of their karma. They both got Venus soul planet. It's their karma, bro. I'm telling you, Venus be on my ass about that. Like, bro, all that little tender ass shit that y'all be on, man, and that the world tell us to be on, you need to stop that. One size does not fit all, and you know it. Shit up there, you trying to get sexual bliss, and you and your partner are 0 out of 4. And now, cause y'all don't get any pleasure in the bedroom, Venus and Virgo spills out into the world, like in your everyday type shit. Like why are they arguing at the grocery store? Because they suffer from a lack of sexual enjoyment. You dig what I'm saying? I be thinking about that, like, bro, like, hold on, cuz, like, why you wanna call that? Hey, if y'all come over here and y'all get on that little arguing or any of that, you feel me? I'm just not playing that. It's just a tricky game, bro. You see couples act up in public, that's their fetish or their kink spilling out. And they gonna disguise it as, it's just, he don't listen, she don't listen. But it's like, nah, they don't fuck with. They don't understand love and romance. So yeah, moon signs show affection. Their moon lord of their moons, are hostile to one another. So yeah, while they married and they do all the lusting thing, they don't actually know how to tend to one another in vulnerable moments. And because of them dark moons and those dark Mars moons, like, yeah, you gotta be able to show affection. That's Venus. That's what's gonna keep a marriage or a relationship alive. It's some affection, knowing how to show affection, right? So we talked about all that. All right. What I say? Intense passion burns out just as fast as it spark. But they was doing it for 4 years. Now here's the kill with Tyrese. He was in Rahu Ketu, Mahadasha Subdasha. K2 being Subdasha Lord shows the person coming into, well, the Subdasha Lord in general, when you're doing Mahadasha. Mahadasha Lord, that is you, your Graha Roop. So now you are under the influence of that planet, and you are now acting as that planet in your life. And then the planet coming in as Subdasha Lord is the people or person coming into your life. K2 looks backwards and shows all of those or people from a past life and past life connections. His moon, him going through that phase when he met her. They met, couple months can pass, and Rahu is also the significator for marriage. Like Venus is the spouse, but getting married is Rahu. It's kind of unexpected. You look forward and you don't look back. And then Rahu, it's a snake eating his tail. That's a ring, my nigga. So hey, I don't get that, but that's so. So person coming into his life shows by K2. Where's his Rahu? His Rahu is in Leo. And it's in Uttara Falguni. So it shows an obsessive desire or an endless passion for romance, an endless passion for marital and conjugal bliss. His Rahu is in Uttara Falguni. Where's her Rahu? Her Rahu is in Dinishta, which shows an obsessive, endless desire for fame and abundance, to be recognized and most heard of. Soon as they split, she just like no bap. Real life had her 15 minutes. Ain't nobody knowing that that's his wife with all of these so-called like relationship guru reels and stuff like that. And yeah, Real came up, got them 15 minutes. Rahu on that ass, you feel me? And all he wanted was just to be married and be in love. But because based on what his moon is from hers, it became codependent. Like she was like, nigga, hold on. All right, well, I'm not going to stop with my endless passion for abundance and fame and to be heard and to be the most swift in the Nishta, to achieve in Capricorn. Rahu Capricorn is an endless desire to achieve, have a status, and be recognized. Damn, Holmes. So, and where is his K2? His K2 is in Purvabhadrapada. Purvabhadrapada is the man with two faces, letting go of things, detaching from the former life, putting your present situations and life up to whatever current point onto a sacrificial altar and kind of just like, all right, let me be destroyed, The aspect, the Kal Bhairava, fierce aspect is Shiva that destroys all our enemies, but those enemies being mind-born enemies, those things like fears and phobias, anger, lust, obsession, limerence, craze, all of that lame ass shit, man. Tenderness, nigga. Not tenderness, that's Krishna, but I'm saying tender dickness. Yeah. They destroy all that for us, man. Gotta love it, yeah. No, bring that up, huh? And yeah, based on what his moon, how far or how close his moon is to hers and how far hers is from his, he was kind of thinking, I don't know. I'm not trying to accuse this nigga that shit, but his Rahu is with Saturn. So Saturn and K2, they're going to destroy and remove certain things from your life if you're doing too much. Saturn, if it's your conduct. K2, if you get too damn comfortable. So his obsession probably got checked by karma. The Saturn went retrograde. Saturn went in Aquarius about 2 years ago. And then went retrograde like a couple months right after it went into Aquarius and dipped back into Capricorn. You dig what I'm saying? His Saturn's retrograde, so his desire, because you gotta be careful with Uttara Falguni. It can get codependent. They desire so much to, I guess, want to be of service through a relationship, but then they be bringing God in the mix, maybe. But sometimes they might just associate their worth with being married and, having a certain amount of conjugal bliss and and they really want their spouse and their significant other to be seen a certain way. It kind of make them feel better. You do what I'm saying? But yeah, code this right here and this right here, the distance his moon from hers. I don't know what the hell he might feel like he was getting out of it, but whatever it was, Chitra just keep account of it. Chitra is going to keep account. It can be an accountant. Now, I am going to pull up this last thing. This is from AAPS. I'm pulling it up on my phone. I ain't going to buy. My computer might be going slow. It's not even a computer. It's a tablet. For real. AAPS space. Show me Chitra, perversion, compatibility. I'm fine now. This all nice, no questions, baby. Keep that word in your mouth. Is this my window caption? Yeah. No. Fly trap. So Chitra, this last jump. Chitra and Purvashada. Purvashada is creative, unconventional. This is read from her moon to his moon. Purvashada is creative, unconventional, sexy, and totally wrong for you. You see how they just say totally wrong for you. But the attraction flares and passion explodes. This is a planet, Mars, Venus, fascination. Mars and Venus is the fascination between those stars that they represent, which is uncontrollable, unreliable, and ultimately unsatisfying. You never tried to get to know each other. Neither of you knows how to handle the aftermath. I wish I had the picture of them up here. Right now I'm gonna read from his star. Cause Chitra just be like, alright, I ain't satisfied, I'm out. But for Purvashada, ooh, they be hurt. They be like, damn, I ain't never felt like this. Cause it's total unbridled passion where it's like Venus. Purvashada got a thing about having a certain amount of restraint and humility. Like they don't never really want to do too much because they could do too much. Now, Purvashada and Chitra. Chitra sparks unbridled passion. Their Martian personality is just the type you fall in lust with. They are stunning, provocative, and independent. You go down this route at an extreme cost to yourself. They inspire you to love, but the love may turn out to be just an illusion. You have not prepared for the fallout, and he didn't. Oh, he was basking in that shit. He was like, yo, this shit crazy. We do this, we go there, and we always having sex or whatever the fuck. It might not even be sex, bro. It just be sensual. It be like, yo, we be taking showers, yo. You feel me? He might have seen her shower routine and was like, oh, this is amazing. We got the whole setup, man. What the fuck is this? You put oil on in the shower? I just be put moisturizer. Body wash, yo. But yeah, perfect shower, you go down this route at an extreme cost to yourself. Alright, I got an hour more.